My name is Katie Guare. I am one of the Associate Organizing Directors at Indivisible. I work with our organizers on the East Coast. I'm based near Portland, Maine, and I've been helping to launch our Mobilize program. Tonight, I am going to tell you all about the basics of Mobilize. We're really excited about this tool. And I'm also going to be doing a screen share so that I can walk you through how to get set up, to set up an event, and the most helpful features that you're going to find. We also have a really great written guide, thanks to the Indivisible group Swing Left Alliance, based out of Boston. So we'll link that in the chat, and we will also send it out after this training. We're also recording this training. So let's go ahead and dive in. So what is Mobilize? To put it really simply, it's a volunteer and event management platform. It's a website that's really easy to use. It allows you to create petitions and pledge forms, invite people to take online actions, and to recruit for and manage your events. It's also kind of a hub of progressive actions. A lot of campaigns and organizations use Mobilize, so it's kind of like the Facebook of organizing. When someone goes to the Mobilize homepage, it'll show them all kinds of events near them, and that can include yours once you get started. We're really excited to offer all Indivisible groups the ability to use the premium version of Mobilize with us for the election cycle. Mobilize is designed to be as easy to use as possible to help you to recruit new members and to communicate with them easily. When you use Mobilize through us, we'll be able also to advertise those events to our supporters, which is going to help you reach more people. You can also help out partner organizations by promoting their events as well, and I'll show you how to do that in a few minutes. Some of the coolest features on Mobilize are aimed towards making sure as many people as possible who sign up for events actually show up for those events and sign up for even more stuff in the future. It'll automatically send reminders before your event that you can customize, and will consistently ask people who sign up for your events to sign up in the future. Now I need a moment to swap my screen so that I can give you a live demonstration. While I'm doing that, tell us in the chat what you're hoping will be the first event that you create on Mobilize. All right. So now that you know the basics, I'm going to show you how to get started with the most important features and how to create an event. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly, so it'll give you an overview, but everything is written down in a resource for you. And as I said, we're recording this training so that you can review it afterward as often as you need. The first thing to know is that Mobilize logs you in with an email address rather than a password. It should keep you logged in once you're in and you're using the same device, but if you need to log back in, simply click here and click log in. And it's going to ask you continue with Google or Facebook or get a magic link. So this magic link button will send an email to whatever email address that you signed up with, and you can log in from there. So for me, I'm just going to click continue with Google since it's linked to my Google account and get logged in that way. So you can see the homepage here. You see how it's inviting me to all of these events that are in my area. These could all be your Indivisible events that are showing up to people who are in your area. So let's get to our dashboard. The dashboard is like your home base as an organizer. It's where you'll find everything that you need to set up online actions, see your supporters, and create events. So you want to go here where it says menu and then click on organize for, and then find your Indivisible group name. If you have used Mobilize at some point in the past as an administrator, you might see multiple groups here. So just look for the most recent one, click on that one, and you'll get to this dashboard homepage. So this is my dashboard. On this first screen, when you log in, you see a breakdown of all of your upcoming events. Here's the name of it, and here's how many people have signed up. This is a fake event, so we don't have anybody signed up yet. You can also click on past here to see all of the events that you have run previously. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is how to create an event. To get started, you simply click on new event right in the top corner. It'll ask you what kind of event that you're running. You can definitely try out some of these other options like pledge forms or petitions, but we're going to start with the key one, which is a scheduled event. So now that we've clicked on that, it's going to walk us through all of the information that we need to add here. So let's start with the basic stuff like the event name. Since this is a sample event, I'm going to call it sample door to door canvas. All right, and then we want to scroll down here where it says type and find the type of event that matches what you're organizing. So this could be a Canvas, phone bank, meeting, community event, etc. So just pick the most applicable one. And for visibility down here, most of the time you're going to want to keep this as public so that people can actually see it and sign up for it. Since this is a sample event, I'm going to go ahead and click private so we don't end up inviting people to something that's not real. So next, you want to add your event details. This is where you add your exciting description. This is completely up to you. You can tell people about your group, why your event is going to be super awesome, anything else that you want to add. There's also a box here right underneath that is for private information. So this is stuff that will get sent to someone via email once they sign up for your event. This could be things like what to bring to the event, or how to prepare. If you're running a Canvas, for example, maybe you want to tell them to wear comfortable walking shoes, or you could send them an agenda for your event. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of these details. While I'm typing, tell us in the chat how you like to advertise your events. What information do you like to include to get people excited to join your events? All right, so I'm going to continue to scroll down here. Right here, you can upload a photo from your computer. This can be a group logo if you have one, or a photo of one of you and your members, or a graphic that you make yourself, anything that you want. I'm going to go ahead and skip this for now, but you can just click this upload photo button and it'll ask you to upload something from your computer. For location, you can create an event that is in person, virtual, or a hybrid of both. For a virtual event, you'll simply want to add your virtual event link right here. You'll have to make your event in Zoom before you make your event on Mobilize, so you can get that join link to plug in here. And if you need to, you can also send out additional instructions about how to join virtually. Now this button here is pretty important. Do you see where it says, show this event to supporters near ... So what this will do is highlight your event most to people who actually live in the area, rather than just throwing it in a huge mix of national virtual events. So essentially it allows you to recruit from your community and your area rather than just anyone across the country. Now, for an in-person event, I'm going to go back up to the top here and click on in person. And the first thing it's going to do is ask you for an address that it can search for on Google. So if you're using a public location, like the public library here in Biddeford, Maine, you can search for that. And there we go. Everything is popped up. We see our Google map here. You can change the location name if you needed to. So let's say we're meeting in the conference room B. And lastly, if you are, oh, excuse me, I forgot one key feature here. If you need to, you can check this box that says only attendees can see this location. If you were running an event out of somebody's house, for example, maybe you want to keep that address private. So if you click this button, it'll give people the zip code and the location name, but it won't tell them the exact address until they actually sign up. And lastly here, if you're running an in-person and virtual event, click where it says add a way for people to join this event online, and you'll follow the same steps as you do for a virtual event. So this will mean that people can join either in person or virtually. Next up is communications. This is where you can customize all the automated check-ins and reminders that attendees get. You can toggle any of these on and off, though I recommend keeping them on. They're proven to increase engagement and show up rates. You can't customize each message, but you can customize the key ones. So for example, where it says sign up for other events, you can click personalize and tell it which events you want to promote to people who sign up for your stuff. And you can also customize the confirmation message that goes out to people the day before the event. Maybe you want to send a personal message from the organizer of the event, letting them know how excited you are for them to join. And it'll also send them messages after the event is over, which you can customize as well to encourage them to come to more events in the future. This group chat feature here is optional. It's in beta testing. The idea is to build excitement and camaraderie among attendees by letting them email each other before the event. And contact information. So this is pretty self-explanatory. This should be the person who's the main point of contact for your event. You can add their name and their phone number here if you'd like to. Those are optional, but you can make sure you have an email address that folks can email. It won't be listed publicly, but people will be able to send an email through Mobilize. Linked groups at this point is not a very helpful feature for Indivisible groups, so I'm going to skip this one. Under co-hosts, you can list other people in your group who have access to your dashboard, which will let them edit the details of the event if they need to. Under accessibility, you can mark whether your event meets ADA standards. You want to err on the side of caution here. If you're not sure if an event meets the standard, you can leave the box unchecked, and underneath here, you can check off all of the features that match your event. So this is important because it allows people to self-select into events that work for them. So just make sure to take a look over these carefully so that your description is accurate. And if you need to, you can add further accessibility details here. Okay, we're on the last step now, scheduling times. So Mobilize allows you to schedule a one-time or a recurring event. You can also set different shift times. So an example of when you might want to do this is if you are running an all-day canvas, for example. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and click Add Times. And you want to select your frequency here. You can have it be a one-time event, daily, weekly, or monthly. Click your start date. So let's say our canvas is on Sunday, and we're going to get started at 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. is going to be my first shift. You can also set your maximum capacity here. So if you have a maximum capacity on your Zoom link, or if you're working out of a church basement that only comfortably fits 50 people, you can set a maximum capacity for signups here. Remember organizer math here, that only about half the people who sign up for your events are going to show up if you were doing really good confirmation practices. So if you have a maximum capacity of about 50 people, you'll probably want to set this at around 100. And then click on Add Times. So here's our first time here. So if we wanted to add another shift, simply click on Add Times again. And we're going to click the same date. Let's say that our second shift starts at 1 o'clock and ends at 4 o'clock and has the same maximum capacity. Click on Add Times. All right, and now you can see that we've got 2 shift times that people can sign up for, one from 10 to 1 and one from 1 to 4. And now we're ready to publish. So right away, Mobilize is going to ask you if you want to invite people via email. This feature is going to be, we'll email everybody in your supporters list, which I'll show you in a moment. So that will include anybody who's signed up for your events in the past or indicated interest in some way. So it'll be more useful the more that you use Mobilize. For now, since this event is not real, I'm going to go ahead and skip that step. So here is our event page. So this gives us all the details that we just entered, a breakdown of all of our signups here. And up here is the actual link for your event that people will use to sign up. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So this right here, this blue hand waving picture here, that will be the picture that you upload. You can see all of the location information, our description here, and all of these share buttons over here that people can use to invite their friends and family. And for the shift times, you can see that people can sign up for one or for both. And since I'm logged into Mobilize, there's also a button up here at the top that says Edit Event. So if I click that, I can get back to the same page that we were at before and change any of the information. So you can also do that by going to your dashboard over here and on the sidebar menu, click on Events, find the event that you want to edit, and simply click on it. Now, speaking of this sidebar menu, let's go over a few more of the most helpful features. So of course, we've got events, which is our favorite. It's always going to take you back to your main dashboard screen. Another key one is users. The great news is that admins, which will be all of you, can add users yourself, which is really exciting. So you'll be able to add them as admins, organizers, trusted hosts, or hosts. We recommend adding folks on your leadership team as organizers and only a few people as admins, since it makes it simpler for them and they won't be able to accidentally delete any key information. And over here, we see supporters. So these are all the people who have indicated support for your group on Mobilize before. So it'll include anybody who's signed up for events in the past. I also want to highlight this promote organizations option. This is a really cool feature of Mobilize. What this does is allow you to advertise events of partner organizations to people who see your stuff on Mobilize. If anyone signs up through your promotion, you get that person's name and contact information, meaning that they will end up in your list of supporters. And so does the host organization. So this is a really cool way for different organizations to support each other. You can see us as a national organization, we are promoting all of the different local groups who have registered events on Mobilize already, which is very exciting. So tell us in the chat, are there local organizations, maybe local partner groups that you work with that you'd want to use this promote feature on Mobilize? And over here we have settings. This is where you can add some more information about your Indivisible group. You can add your organization mission statement. This is what people will see that just tells them what your group is all about. Couple key settings here. You can click here to enable promotion by Mobilize and other organizations, so people can use that promote option for your events. Under branding here, you can upload a logo, and you can choose a primary color so that you can have a nice, beautiful, cohesive color scheme. And for social sharing, this is where you can add a default picture and a description of your organization for your home Mobilize page. That's when folks share that on social media as opposed to an individual event page. And here you can customize whether the event group chat function is on automatically and whether you want to send your supporters a automated newsletter. And that is all of our features. So give me a moment to swap my screen here. Thank you all so much for going through that with me. If you run into issues, we have a help request form and we'll be able to help you out with any technical problems that you run into within 24 hours, excluding the weekends. Of course, you can always reach out to your local Indivisible organizer. If you don't know who they are, you can email support@indivisible.org. And of course, again, major shout out to Swing Left Alliance for writing a really terrific step-by-step guide on Mobilize as well.